Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. I wanted to start the video today on this Saturday here with a view on the crypto market cap, the total market cap, not in terms of an Elliott Wave analysis, because to be honest, it would be pretty much identical to Bitcoin, but just really looking at the wider market cap. Obviously, it is mostly influenced by Bitcoin, not entirely, because obviously the altcoins have a significant impact as well. However, what it shows is that it was actually after it came down here, well, it's been coming down since November, like Bitcoin and many altcoins, not like all altcoins, some altcoins made all-time highs later, but it has been coming down, so the vast majority has been selling off. And here we were on a sort of good way, I would say, you know, into August, and then it started to drip again. You could say this was maybe, if you look at it from an Elliott Wave point of view, wave 1, here wave 2, but it failed to capitalize on it in terms of any bullish sentiment coming in, because in the end, this is a view of, you know, you look at this in terms of market sentiment, especially the market cap, because it just shows how many people are investing, how many new hands are coming into the market, or are people rather, I would say sitting on their hands, right? And we can very nicely see here, obviously last week, on the 9th of November here in that week, so let me go to the daily chart, how on the 9th of November, 8th and 9th of November, things started dropping. We had a local swing high here and things started dropping. And this was, of course, related to a degree to the FTX issue and the exchanges. And yeah, the problem that we see is that there are not really new hands coming in at the moment. Yeah, so there was a bit of an impulsive rally here, and we can take a look at that on the Bitcoin chart. And since then it has been correcting. So generally what you would normally expect. So you can actually see here 5 waves up, right? So we go to the 1 hour chart. From that low, you can actually see, like on the Bitcoin chart, 5 waves to the upside. What you normally get when you see 5 waves up and then a correction like this, because this is mostly corrective structuring, what you see here. When you see that, it mostly suggests that this price action here, which is taking a long time now, that it is only correcting the impulse. But what we also shouldn't forget is that there have been similar patterns in the past where it just kept dropping and it then solved itself in a bearish way. And again, there are different ways of drawing this, you know, but for the most part. And, you know, with Bitcoin as well, Bitcoin, you could argue, broke out of the triangle like this one here as well. But again, there's different ways of drawing this. I think this would still fit into a wider triangle structure because it's just not really breaking out yet. You don't really see the impulsive price action to the upside, but it just means that, in my opinion, people are still sitting on their hands. There are not, and I touched on that in videos this week, in that I said for Bitcoin, and for many altcoins as well, the situation is still not really bullish. Yeah, we can look at the bullish potential here because of this impulse to the upside and say, as long as we're holding certain levels, a bullish breakout is possible. But the longer this takes, you know, the less likely it is, just purely because you don't really get the new people come in. And it's mostly then seen at some point as just a consolidation after a strong move down. And you start to look at this wider sell-off here. So yeah, this is mainly, I think, an issue with sentiment. I think we would have a completely different situation in the market today had we not had that sentiment and the confidence of investors, be it, you know, the retail or even institutions, shaken. Because, you know, with that issue that we had around FTX and possibly other exchanges, I think the institutional confidence has been shaken to a degree as well. So at the moment, we just don't see those buyers come in. Yeah, this just is fact. I think if we see a breakout, then this can be a strong one, and then we would have to say that the low has been in, but really we won't really know that. Now, you know, obviously we've seen a drop here in market cap here from the main drop started here on the 8th of November. So basically 25%, yeah, so that's quite a bit. So to get that back up, you will actually have to move above this level here 860 billion, isn't that? Yeah. So that's where we would need to get above this high. Now that relates also to the Bitcoin chart. With Bitcoin, obviously, the current view is still that obviously a breakout to the upside is possible, but as I said, the longer this takes, the more likely an immediate drop to the downside gets. And I can't tell you the exact moment when it gets more likely. The thing is, we're still above this support box, and you can see again how relevant this support box is and has been. And as long as we're holding above support, it's very easy. As long as we're holding above support, you can focus on higher. As long as you head below support, it's going to break down. That is very easy. And the only reason why I'm entertaining the idea of a bullish count here is that since the low, we had 5 waves to the upside. It was quite an impulsive rally. I mean, we moved all the way up to 18.1k basically. And a corrective decline afterwards suggests usually that this impulse is just being corrected. Yeah, it has taken quite a while now, and you could even see this as a so-called 1-2 setup. But so far, it has failed to deliver on this potential. And we therefore still need to consider very, very strongly another sell-off as well. So this is the same situation on many other crypto charts as well. I'm still, I'm covering a few coins. I mean, I'm covering more coins than many other channels, to be fair, but I'm covering a few coins that have bullish potential. And basically all the other coins that I'm not covering, and there are hundreds or thousands, of course, most of them I'm not even aware of the chart, but the ones that I'm aware of, where I see bullish potential, I do cover them, okay? All the other ones, basically, I don't see potential. So, but if we follow this red count or even the yellow count, which is part of the red one, then we would say, the target for the red wave 3 would be around 20k. But it needs to follow through. It needs to deliver that. And the longer this sideways movement takes, the less likely it just gets, right? So, because it just shows that there is a lack of bias. And you need to break out above the 17,100 level to get a first indication that things are changing more towards the bullish. And then really you need a break above the 18,150 level to first of all dismiss, well, not entirely dismiss, but dismiss the idea that a triangle is evolving here, because the triangle pattern would be the bearish one. So in terms of the triangle one, we say that a wave 3 finished down here, that's the green count. The green count is the one where we expect one more low. So basically here a wave A, a wave B, wave C, wave D, and a wave E to the upside, and then would follow through now basically to the downside. And the confirmation that this is happening would be a move above. First of all, indication would be below 16,070. That's the support box. If we break that, that's a good indication that things are going down. And the break below 15,800 would be confirmation below the low of the wave B. So obviously a lot of people, ask for my opinion. Of course, I can only tell you what we've got in front of us, which is this structure here, which is a consolidation. And the situation is not entirely clear. So also in terms of trading, I wouldn't do anything at the moment unless you want to trade in the triangle. We need a signal, and the signal we'll get above 17,100. That would increase the probabilities of a breakout to the upside, reaching 20k. And a break below the 16,070 level would confirm the green count for me, or at least make it more likely, and it would then be confirmed as soon as we break below 15,800. Until then, this is purely speculation. Situation isn't entirely clear because, bear in mind, from November to June, I was very clearly telling you that Bitcoin needs another low. It needs another low. That is not the case anymore. That is not the case anymore. It doesn't need another low anymore. And therefore since June, we have been considering bullish potentials. Yeah, carefully, of course. But we've never been in a situation where we could be confident to call that a bottom was in. So, and this situation is still not there. And again, the longer this takes, the more likely a sell-off gets. So it might be an interesting weekend. I think it might be a decision weekend here, or maybe early next week. Saturdays are usually a bit boring, so prepare for that if you're watching the chart. yeah, but that's sort of my view of Bitcoin at the moment. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.